Hey, so we're going to go ahead and get started on this happy Wednesday. Now, you're kind of noticing probably a relationship or a similarity between reading and writing this week. And in writing, you're kind of talking about heroes. And when we think that word hero, that it's really big and, oh man, you have to be famous or grown up or you have to make a big old change and stuff. But we're kind of finding out that really that's not the case. A hero can be someone in your everyday life. A hero can be you making a small difference, a small change just to show others around you that you care. So we're going to go ahead and continue reading this story about Hannah Taylor. We read part 1 on Monday, and now we're going to continue reading for Wednesday. And I found a clip that actually is her in real life, kind of summing up the first part of what we read on Monday. So we're going to go ahead and watch. Whoops.
When I was 5 years old, I was driving down a back lane in my mom's car, and I was sitting in the back seat, and I looked out my window, and there was a gentleman searching through a garbage dumpster. And I've always lived a very fortunate life. I've never ever had to worry about whether or not I have, a bed to sleep in, or food to eat, or love and care. I'm very lucky that way. And I didn't realize that homelessness existed in Canada, and so I was so confused. So I turned to my mom and I said, what is he doing? Why is he doing that? And she said that he was down on his luck and he had to do that to eat. And I think that everybody has a moment in their life that just strikes them. It's a moment of striking realization, and it hits you in the gut or in the heart or both, and you just can't let go of it. And for me, this was that moment. And one night, about a year later, I was being tucked into bed, and I asked my mom another question. And she said, Hannah, maybe if you do something about it, your heart won't feel so sad. So the next day I went to my grade 1 teacher, and I asked her if I could talk to a class about homelessness and if we could do something to help. And we ended up having a bacon art sale and having what we had raised go to support Slow Mission, actually, when they were in their building on Main Street.
So we're going to continue reading her story and kind of see where does this go from when she had this thought when she was 5 or 6 to where it is today. So Hannah continued to learn as much as she could. She spoke with everyone who would listen about making a difference in the lives of the impoverished. She noticed that many don't see those who are homeless as people. Instead of just seeing a problem, she thought, we need to see human beings who need help. She also learned that there isn't one main reason for poverty or homelessness. This determined young girl couldn't keep her thoughts to herself. She knew her voice was just as important and profound as a grown-up's. She decided to reach out to the big bosses in society and government. She asked her dad to make a list of those big bosses. She found it to invite them to a lunch to talk about how they could help those in need. They all said yes. After one of many meetings with individual leaders, Hannah realized that getting everyone together for a big boss lunch would be more effective. One person can make a difference, but together they could actually make a change. So we're going to continue reading, and this is what she looks like today. So thanks to these lunches, Hannah developed relationships with powerful people who were happy to help. By the time she was 8, the Ladybug Foundation was a registered charitable organization in Canada. Hannah continued raising money. She also started speaking to large groups of kids and grown-ups about how they could help people. Today, Hannah maintains the 2 volunteer-run charities she founded. The Ladybug Foundation has supported more than 70 shelters, food banks, and soup kitchens, and has raised more than $4 million. Her second organization is called Make a Change, the Ladybug Foundation Education Program. Make Change involves innovative lesson plans that are taught in kindergarten through high school. This educational program was developed to empower young people to get involved and make a change in the world and embrace everything that Hannah celebrates. So, we're going to now kind of read or listen to the rest of her story and why this is such a passionate project for Hannah.
About homelessness, having what we had raised go to their building on Main Street. From that point on, I just kind of kept speaking with others about how we could make change, what we could do to help those who are homeless. And by the time I was 8, we were raising enough funds and distributing enough that in order to continue that work, we had to become a registered charity. So the Ladybug Foundation was born. The first fundraiser we ever did was ladybug jars, and they were baby food jars, that we spray painted to look like ladybugs. We did it in our garage. And since then, we've continued our work. We've expanded, so we support 65 different shelters, missions, and food banks and soup kitchens all across the country. And we've raised around $4 million to support those organizations and to empower young people to make change. Hannah's Place is an emergency shelter within Siloam Mission, and Siloam Mission was the first shelter that we ever supported, that first fundraiser with my grade 1 class. And Hannah's Place has actually provided more than 400,000 safe nights sleep since it's been opened. I'm incredibly honored that it's named Hannah's Place. I'm incredibly thankful for the work that Siloam and organizations like Siloam do for those who are homeless in Canada. When I was little and during that year of worrying and asking questions, I remember drawing pictures of the shelter I wanted to open. And now I'm going to cry. And it's even better that I drew it. So it means so much to me that it exists and that Siloam does the work it does. I think about heroes in a similar way that I think about leaders who have made really meaningful change. People who are heroic, they create hope in the lives of others. And I mean, to be considered a hero, that means a lot to me. But I think that everybody can have heroic moments that create hope for others.
So we're going to pause there, and we kind of have listened to this story, and we've read this story about Hannah and how just a thought in her head provoked her to kind of figure out, how can I help? How can I guess, be that hero in her community? And remember, a hero, just like when we were talking about in writing, doesn't have to be something really grand. It's someone just like in here, offering hope to others. And so that may be showing kindness to others. That may be helping solve a problem in your around the house or in your community. And so what you're going to do now is you're going to brainstorm, what is a way that you think that you could help others in your community, in your family? And that's what you're going to answer for today's question. Okay?